Well, g'day viewers and welcome back to At Friction Zone Space with GregM. For those who haven't been here before, this is all about how to control your bike at slow speeds. I've done numerous videos and my first video goes for about an hour and 20 minutes and explains all the principles and bits and pieces that you need to know and understand to be able to do this and to progress on to what I'm going to do today. But the 5 basic principles are, when you're slow speed riding, is that you have the bike in gear, your foot covering the rear brake, not pushing but covering the rear brake. You raise your RPMs to above idle, about 2000 RPMs, and hold that there. You then get your clutch, go into the friction zone, pull it back just slightly so the bike's not going to move, and then when you're going to move, you go forward into that stage 1 of the friction zone. As the bike starts to move, you raise your left foot. So both feet are now off the ground. They're the basic principles of maneuvering your bike. Maintaining the throttle, maintaining that friction zone, whatever level you're at, 1 or 2, look at my previous videos, and then away you can go. Today, I've set up the double offset serpentine. Okay, single serpentine goes in and out the cones as such. And that's the first big one that really sets you up for leaning and turning the bike, getting you used to leaning and turning the bike and controlling it at slow speeds. And unless you can get that down pat, there's no point in going further on to these because you need to have those skills. So like I said, today we've set up double offset serpentine. So they're 15 meters apart between the start gate, the turn gate, the next gate, etc. There's 15 meters between them. So tight space, but it's good. It's all about turning and leaning the bike and offsetting your counterbalance. So you've got to counterbalance yourself on the bike because you're not going that fast enough that you can lean with it, so you offset your body. And we'll talk through that today. So without further ado, let's move on and have some fun. Okay, so I'll talk you through it. Once again, main things to remember here are your wheel placement coming through, so get as close as possible to the outside cone and then lean and turn. Remember, head and eyes in the direction you're going to go. So you're looking back in the far side each time. All right, so from where you came from. Then for the next gate, looking back for the next one, and so on. Maintain the throttle, maintaining your friction zone. For here, probably friction zone 2, maintain that. Your foot covering the rear brake to help you slow down and or speed up, but very small, minor movements. Okay, let's see how that looks. Okay, in gear, covering the rear brake, raising the RPMs, friction zone, foot up. Bring it around, looking at the cones, back to where you came from now. Looking back in the other direction. Over, once again, looking back in the other direction. Okay, you can see I'm adjusting my body. This is a very tight circuit, it's only 15 meters apart, so it's a tight circuit. But you need to bring it right around, just like that, looking back at the way you're coming. Okay, where you want to go, looking at those cones ahead of you. So as you come through a gate, you look back from the gate you came from, and then so forth and so on going through. So we'll do that again, coming back the other way now. Close to the cones, looking back towards the way I've come from, looking back towards the way I've come from. And if I start using my brake now to slow myself down, to bring myself through, I can do that. As you can see, my foot's on the brake. Just slow movements, not jerking it. Nice and steady movements on the brake. Making it nice and smooth, just like that. Okay, and then that's how you get it through. So if you're going to overshoot, just use your brake. Once again now, no brakes. But the same thing. Maintain the throttle, maintaining your clutch, adjusting your body every time, head and eyes, looking at the cones you're going to, because that's where you look, is where the bike will go. Okay, just adjusting each time. Straight through, nice and easy. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. Smooth control stop. Remember the smooth control stops as well, as I keep saying at the end. Because then you're controlling your bike all the way from start right through to finish, to stop at the end, which is very important. You're controlling the bike, it doesn't control you. So once again, that's pretty much it. Whoop, knock that little head over. Yeah, what do? They're only hats. Remember, at the end of the day too, they are only witness hats. They give you a guide, so you can see where you're going and you're trying to achieve that aim, right? To stay within those areas. But that's what it's all about. So the main things we said: wheel placement, go out to the far cone, looking back to where you come from, bringing it through, looking back to where you're going to go, bringing it through. Okay, we're maintaining the throttle, maintaining the friction zone, keeping them there, using your foot if you want to slow down or speed up, nice and gentle. And then offsetting yourself on the bike, as we said before. So the bike's bars are turned, the bike's leaned over, you're up here. Whether it's you bring yourself across or you take your bottom across to the other side, totally up to you, whatever works for you. Okay, but you need to offset, that's the main thing. And then you simply continue and do the same action over and over going through. Okay, and this is a really good one for helping you to learn to maneuver the bike in sharp, tight spaces, or all of a sudden somebody hits the brake in front, you've got to pull out and move around. You've got that skill, it comes as a natural habit. Okay, and then you'll find yourself being a lot easier on the roads and more settled, knowing that you can control the bike at slow speeds. Okay, so that's pretty much it for this one. So, as we say, till the next time, stay safe, stay upright, and use the friction zone.